Hello everybody, this is a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming. So you may notice that the usual, slightly muffled background noise I leave in there to let you know that the game's going on and to give myself a bit of a break and have some sound going on and not just patches of dead silence when I stop talking or need to drink something or gone here. Um, I kind of forgot my headphones were plugged in when I did this recording, and when they're plugged in, the sound doesn't record to the video, right? So my apologies on that straight away. Hopefully you enjoy this playthrough anyway. Running my long arm Grumpo guy. Right now we're in Macanu, just sort of restocking supplies here. This is Malston. This is one of my servers. This is probably the one I have up most often. And I know the last couple weeks I've been trying to do sort of a virtual play along where I'll post some keywords in a server, and hopefully you guys have been enjoying that, maybe checking it out beforehand and running it before watching the video. Personally, I think it's kind of cool to hear what other people got out of it. I know it's more or less the same monsters and the same items, but hey, you never know. Maybe you data drain something, get some sort of rare deal. With the way events have been popping up lately, maybe you go into the server to run it and Twilight Tarot's there, who knows. But this week I've got a thing to do, so I'm not going to be around this Fragment Friday. I do plan on leaving Storytime Dungeons up, as that's Slistral server Storytime Dungeons. I downloaded the zip file he had available on the Fragment Resurgence Discord, and man, that thing is hitting like mythical nature, that server. Apparently, a ton of events have been generated from it. Just recently, that Sports Day event, about a week ago. If you haven't seen it yet, go check out Slistral's channel. He's got a nice high-def recording of it, or if you like hearing me drone on and on over it, I've got a recording of it as well. But that was an awesome thing, just popped up spur of the moment there. Here I'm just kind of looking for a board that'll give me adequate experience without killing me outright. Also trying to avoid fire fields because I've been having some terrible luck with mimics. There you saw level 14 fire field. That would have been okay, but this character in particular has just had the worst luck with confusion and sleep procs. I was tempted to go to that one, but honestly, I don't know Japanese, and I was afraid that was going to be another chronicling dungeon. If you check out my Learning to Die Less videos, there's at least 2 times where I'm like, yeah, I'm going through this pretty well, I'm going to 100% this dungeon. And then it was a speed dungeon, and I went slow as hell, and all I got was a speed charm. It was the I conquered the dungeon, and all I got was this stupid t-shirt moment. So we're just clicking random random word like it's going out of style here. Eventually we're gonna land on one we decide to run. I promise. And I know that for a fact because this was yesterday's video. So coming at you from the future, or from the past, depending on your perspective. Technically, by the time it's up, it's all the past. So we came upon some keywords that mercifully I could say. We've got Covered Ignored Saga. If ever you see the Malston server up, if I remember to port forward, because I'm a doof and I sometimes forget, feel free to jump on, and you know, these were some fun keywords to play. You'll see the gameplay here shortly. Here I'm just sort of getting myself ready. Decide to go with a speed charm and a defense buff, and then I'm going to hit a fairy's orb just to see where the portals are and aren't. One thing I was kind of hoping for right away was a Spring of Mist, but doesn't appear to be one here. These portals are real spread out, got kind of sort of polka dot pattern on the full map there. And we're up against a stone turtle here. Something I hadn't noticed about the stone turtle for the longest time. I tried to get a capture of it there and the map sort of got in the way. I always looked at the big red turtle as the stone turtle monster, and it is, but there's a little yellow turtle riding on it as well. You see up above there, that's the aerial fleet from the Infection post game. It's going to fly intermittently above you when you're on these fields, and always be on the lookout when you're in the field for cool little effects like that. Popped into first person there just to sort of scope it out. Here's another stone turtle. You see that little yellow turtle sitting on the right hand side there? It's going to cast its regen spell, and then I'm going to see a couple crab turtles coming up behind me. So we're 2 for 2 on our turtle related monsters, and I'm not 100% on this, but I do believe if it's not the most, it's gotta be top 3 on the most psychedelic looking monsters of all time, the crab turtle. That is some tie-dye Technicolor wonder there. Again, getting decent experience out of this stuff. A game I make many comparisons to on my GU live streams, because their trap system works the same as .hack GU's Wizardry Tale of the Forsaken Land. And I'm going to make another comparison here, otherwise this is just a weird non sequitur. But that whole game is set within a snowy town, and it's got the sort of slow snowfall and the sort of overmap area you explore. And it just has this sort of desolate, lightly snowed over feel to it, and that's what this field reminds me of. You see patches of ground. It's mostly snow here, though. It's weird because you see ground, but the buildings are clearly halfway snowed under. Just gonna keep progressing. Come up on a couple of water witches and a couple of crab turtles. Really wanted to get those witches out of the way early, because if you're not careful, they could pile the damage on with a couple spells. Especially since I know I haven't exactly been going for some elite gear for this guy. Feels a little weird to say with a rare spear equipped, but that was mainly just because Vector's an awesome dude. Literally just gave me the spear. I was running, I want to say, not this past Wednesday, but the Wednesday before, and he hopped on and he's like, let me switch to my other character. I've got a long arm weapon for you. And I'm like, cool. Tough to get the tonality across in text, but you get the idea. And generally, if you're on the fence about playing Fragment, allow me to have you rest assured, as somebody who is generally pessimistic on most aspects of humanity, the player base who plays this game is frickin' awesome. Like, enjoy these people. They are legit nice, and doing some ridiculously cool things with this game that's now, what, 15 years old? I mean, trying to get the bulletin board system working, translating it. Seems like every time I turn around there's a new update on the translation patch. Just really cool stuff. It's worth a look. Not to mention they tolerate these uploads. So we're just going to keep clearing out these portals here. A lot of stone turtles, a lot of big, dumb, slow monsters that give us, 9-10 experience at a clip. Get a bit of an ego boost when you hit the water witches, because your hit's going to deal far more damage than it ever needs to. Saw 572 on it, and against these crab turtles I'm lucky to eke out a 136. The spear does have the critical hit ability, and I've noticed that triggering a couple times. Need to find myself some gear with Aptorv, get a nice physical accuracy buff. Not gonna lie, my Blade Master, my main account, be dead in the water, probably be a lower level than this, because I just try stupid dungeons with it sometimes. But Aptorv and quick to the potion shortcut has saved me many a time. Always love when you kill the mage as they're casting the spell. The spell animation goes off, but it's like 0 damage. Guess that technically makes an illusion school spell for your RPG nuts out there. Gotta have Vax, that's a fire element boost. Not gonna help us here because I'm not casting any spells. Certainly not facing anything fire element. Take a quick look at the status there. A little chunk into level 14. We got about 237 experience. Kind of a neat. I think that's like Juke Sweep if I remember. That attack. Spear goes all glowing green and you hit all the nearby enemies. Really useful if you come into those like 4 hungry grass portals. You just want those guys down in a hurry. Speaking of down in a hurry, we're already on our last field portal. What do you think of that? You'll have to speak up, I can't hear you. So that's the last crab turtle. Mana's pretty well depleted. Did a couple extra attacks, but hey, it's the last field portal, what's it matter? Hop on the noble grunty, mon ami, and we ride to the dungeon. A lot of people find the grunties a little annoying. I don't know, I think they're awesome. They're quirky, they're different. Even the ones I do find annoying, I could sort of forgive. I will admit the Milky Grunty calling everyone darling. Spoilers if you haven't ever seen that before, but that's a little strange. But that's just because darling at the end of a sentence is a little strange. At least for me it is. Pick up a Hands of Earth out of that chest. Coming up on another crab turtle here. Remember when I said all the field portals were open? Apparently they didn't mean I was clear of the monsters. So it was what, 4 monsters sort of camping out for me right at the start of the dungeon? Good play on them. But now I'm beat up a little bit. Probably a good idea to heal. Yeah, we're casting Rep there. See the giant body in the sky there twirling around as we enter the dungeon. And as per the upper left hand corner, we're going to wait a moment. Let the dungeon load up and we'll find ourselves in room 1. Nice little square shaped room. Gonna pop another speed charm here. Still got our defense boost up, still got our fire element boost. Now it's time to get at it. And first room doesn't really have anything of note. Pick up a pure water out of the crate. Head into another small room with not much in it. Man, even have to go through half of this room before we find our first portal, and it's a trapped chest. So far, nice and easy entrance here. Get a miner's glove out of there, and we continue forward. Already on the stairs down. I guess we could have gone back and explored that one door to the side, but you know, you cut your losses. Haven't burned up too much of the speed charm there, and we're already in the 2nd floor. Haven't even encountered a monster yet. And we're now 3 rooms into the 2nd floor of the dungeon. And if every dungeon went this smooth, right? I can tell you for a fact this was not a custom field or dungeon that I put together. This is just what came out of the random generator. Here's our first battle, and surprises, surprises, it's another stone turtle. I'm almost wondering if the little yellow turtle is magical and this stone turtle that you're fighting is just a golem. If so, that little yellow magic turtle meets a gruesome end because it falls off, and then the stone turtle, the big giant red one, falls down and you never see the yellow one again. So it's sort of headcanon for me. That's kind of a poetic end to it, flattened by its own creation. Maybe I've been playing this a bit much. At the point you're writing back stories for the monsters you're fighting, have you been playing too much? Let me know what you think. Or don't. Keep your opinions to yourself if you so choose. That's your right. "13 experience there. I wish I wouldn't have looked away, actually seen what I thought. Gonna guess it was 1,000 trees or something of that ilk. I mean, it was a big giant tree. So, up against some heavy metal now. Air guitaring separately. 6 experience from each of those guys, and it looks like they both drop chests of the trap variety, so pretty good chance we're picking up some gear here. Maybe even a Mage's Soul or a Resurrect. Oh, there's a ceramic anklet. Make that a pair of ceramic anklets. Grab ourselves a bearcat egg and continue on our merry way. There's the stairs down, and before you know it, we're already in the 4th floor. Guys, this one's just zipping by. Take a moment to crash the pottery barn here. And into the side door we got. Does anyone even know what a pottery barn is anymore? Comment if you recognize what pottery barn is, or was. Are they still around? I don't know. Around here we have Walmart and not Walmart. That's the extent of the shopping anymore. We have a mall, but it's just sort of a nearly dead building that a parking lot sits by. Enough about my boring ass hometown. Here's 1,000 trees. Or just one tree. With a bit of a superiority complex. Beat that thing up but good. 13 more experience. Again, just zipping along. Nice casual playthrough. A reminder though, as this is the purpose of my Fragment Friday uploads, if you get the chance, if you have the means, head on, play some Fragment, interact with people, make some friends. It's a surprisingly addictive game, especially if you love the old school dungeon crawlers, where you just hop on and let the action tell the story. No need for an hour plus a cutscene before you get going. No need to have 11 pages of backstory for everybody. Believe me, it's the Dot Hack series. If you look far enough, you'll find all of that anyway. Speaking of finding things, here's our stairs down to floor 5. Getting a little antsy at this point, as I was during the playthrough, because I had things to do. I was kind of being a slacker loser and playing video games instead of taking care of the old responsibilities, you know? But every now and then you gotta have some fun. Moving into the next room here. Got a water witch and a couple heavy metal. Not even sure I'm swinging the right end of the spear at that guy. Missed, what, 4 times in a row? Again, Aptorv, it's a winner. Really need to track that down. Speed charm wore off there, so I'm just sort of running at normal speed. If you're familiar with most of my uploads, I tend to just go at normal speed. One, because it drags it out to that nice little 20-minute mark. We're approaching it anyway. Even with as smooth as this dungeon's gone, case in point, we're heading down to floor 6 and I can't even finish the sentence. But I typically just run normal speed. Usually save my speed charms for multiplayer. That way I could just kinda keep up. Here I don't know. Like I said, I was just trying to get through it, get my recording in, because I knew I was gonna have to do this. But yeah, like I said, there's been a lot of servers open lately. Seems like just about every time I go on, there's about 4 or 5, 6 servers on. But especially Friday evenings, it seems like screen's just chock full of servers. So hop on Fragment Resurgence, see if anybody's up to playing a dungeon. Just run with some people, have some fun. Always seems to be a few guys on there just ready to go at a moment's notice. In fact, they have a group of people in Fragment Resurgence just for that, the Minutemen. Be remiss if I didn't point that out. Take out another stone turtle. And inside the chest it dropped is Gakaku. Gakaku? I hate saying words like that. We're gonna go with Gakaku because it's what I said first. Here's the statue room. We pick up a fireman's coat, a resurrect, and a speed charm. But we've only got one more direction to go, so we might as well finish off this floor. Again, we got off kind of easy here. Field wasn't too big a pain. We had that little ambush by the dungeon, which I haven't really seen enemies that concentrated near the entrance before, so that was kind of cool. And then this dungeon just flew by. Didn't feel as long as it really was. And there's a nice capper for the last room. We run into 3 water witches and we take them out on 1 attack. 2 and then 1 for dramatic effect. Pick up spark blades and the moon. Then out of the actual chest, the death has been acquired. That's gonna do it for this one. As you can see, we almost made it halfway through level 14. Guys, enjoy your Fragment Friday. This has been a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming. We will talk to you next time.